All right, welcome to episode 17 of the Bullheaded Podcast. I am your host again, Sean Tyson. I'm here with Zoo and P. Bush. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man. Shout out to
Great week
LeBron.
of fantasy. Great week of fantasy. Great week of sports betting. I cannot complain. The world of sports, man. I'm gonna miss basketball though. I'm gonna miss basketball. Feels weird, man. It feels weird with no big ball anymore.
All right, well, before we get started, I want to make sure that you guys out there subscribe to our YouTube page and also follow us on all the DSPs, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, the whole nine. Now, let's get into the debate. Today, we went over some topics, and one of the first topics we wanted to talk about was the Mount Rushmore of basketball. Now, as you guys know, LeBron won his fourth ring, and the Lakers won their 17th, tied up with the Boston Celtics, and it's been a lot of debate about the GOAT and who's going to do what, but I wanted to get these guys' opinion on who they think is on their Mount Rushmore. And from the looks of it, I think I'm going to go with P. Bush. So go ahead and start this off, man. Who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Oof, Sean, this is a tough question, man. It's hard. I think everyone knows the number one. It's going to be Jordan. He's number one on my Mount Rushmore. The next three, though, in no particular order. I think it can get a little hazy there. But I got LeBron. I got Kobe Bean Bryant, rest in peace, Mamba, and I got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Those are my top four. I think Michael Jordan, like I said, he's a given. I think LeBron is officially, in my opinion, earned his way into my top four with his fourth ring. He's very much, a lot of people would already consider him officially.
He wasn't your Mount Rushmore.
I would have put Magic. I would have put Magic ahead of him.
What? Magic Johnson? Magic Johnson even knows that LeBron James is better than him at basketball.
More talented, but you got to take into account accolades, Andy. Come on, dude. He won a championship as a rookie. That's pretty Magic Johnson, 1980, man. Come on. It's pretty impressive. But back to the thing. Dude, Kareem, he's arguably the most unstoppable offensive force ever. He has one of the most unstoppable. Really? You're saying LeBron James?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm telling you about the lies about basketball right here, man.
Oh my God. Here we go.
The center position, man, is the most overrated position in basketball. Do you know why? It takes less skills to be good at the center position. They give you a break. If you can't dribble, they're like, you're a big. That's not your job to dribble. Wrong. You're a basketball player. You got to be able to dribble.
Andy.
For a center, they're like, you don't need to pass. Yes, you need to be able to pass. Of course you do. You're playing basketball. Centers are relatively not good passers, man. Lastly, shooting. At the center position, they want you down in the block, shoot your little jump hook. Usually, most centers, traditional centers, got no jump shot. So no three-point shot, no free throw, no mid-range. So overall, they're bad shooters. They're just overall, the center position, they're usually bad shooters, they're usually bad ball handlers, and they're usually bad passers. Those are the three most important things in basketball.
Dude, I'm not talking about the center position. I'm talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Dude, he's the most
dominant. Can Jabbar hit a three? Can Jabbar hit a three?
He clearly didn't need to. 5 titles, man. 5 titles.
Yeah,
that man did it?
Yeah,
6. Sorry, you're right. 6. You're right.
What? I'm talking about
what?
Mount
That's the only center I'm bringing up.
Man.
That's the only center I'm bringing up.
Okay.
And he's clearly the best. He's, like I said, he has the most unstoppable single move in NBA history. No one was able to stop it. No one ever figured it out. Bill Russell figured out Wilt. Wilt figured out Bill Russell. Not saying Bill Russell was a good offensive player, Zoo. Don't blow up.
Most overrated basketball player of all time. We'll talk about that another day.
I agree with you, and I almost threw him on my Mount Rushmore just to troll you, but decided to throw Kareem in there differently. But look, Kobe Bean Bryant, I think we can agree. Mm-hmm. You can argue him in top 4. Absolute monster, Black Mamba. Second best mentality in NBA history behind Michael Jordan, in my opinion. Guy just wanted it. Obviously, Michael Jordan's in there. LeBron has solidified it for me. I thought he was number 5 for a while, but he's actually slid into the
number 5.
Yeah, but now he's in top 4. He's in top 4.
So you're saying on your Mount Rushmore, he's the 4th dude getting his head carved.
Do you want to know why? Because he won a championship with a 3rd team. He did it with 3 teams. He has 3 finals MVPs he has finals MVPs on 3 separate teams. That's impressive in its own right. He won the Lakers their 17th title. That's unbelievable. He won it in honor of Kobe Bean Bryant, my man. I just think for me, there were a lot of things that took him over the top this year. He was putting up 40-point games. He really hadn't been doing that. since when he had to go 3-1 with the Cavaliers. He had Anthony Davis.
50-piece on the Warriors, man.
Oh my God!
I don't care how stupid J.R. Smith was. He dropped a 50-piece, man.
But they won, man. They won the series. I think a lot of people were thinking, oh, it's just kind of an asterisk NBA Finals. But LeBron, that series, when I was watching it, it felt like the NBA Finals. It did not. I almost forgot about COVID when I was watching some of those games. You just thought, hey, I'm in the NBA Finals. This is great. And LeBron, he just performed, man. He's in my Mount Rushmore now, and it'd be tough to argue against Kareem, man. He's arguably one of the most unstoppable forces ever. Great on the offensive end. I know he's not the greatest rebounder. I know you always like to bring that up.
He's a little skinny, man. In the 80s, he got a little.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. No one stopped him. So no one could stop him. Bill Russell.
You know why? You know why? He dominated the worst decade of basketball. The
70s?
1970s. What the most forgettable decade of basketball. That's
he only won one championship in the 70s. The rest of them came in the 80s.
He played with James Worthy and Magic Johnson. Are you kidding me?
LeBron James plays with Dwayne Wade, Anthony Davis. What's your point? They all play with great players, man. That's how teams win championships. It's all relative. Everybody has good teammates.
I'm just saying, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he wasn't the reason they had a dynasty. Do you know why? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retired, right? Magic Johnson made it to the NBA Finals.
And he lost.
Vlade Divac.
And he lost.
I don't care if they lost.
He lost to the Pistons and the Bulls. And he had James Worthy still.
Before.
He still had James Worthy.
They lost with Kareem, too, in the finals. Yeah. I'm just saying, Magic Johnson and James Worthy.
Dude.
Those guys, top 50 players of all time.
The only time they were losing in the 80s was to a 5 Hall of Fame team in the Boston Celtics. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's arguably 2 of the greatest teams ever to assemble playing against each other. That's why the 80s was great. 76ers too. Yeah, they were solid. Moses Malone. Detroit
Pistons.
That was 2 years in the 80s. That was it, man. That was really it.
Okay.
2-3 years. They had a short dynasty. Got to give them credit. But look, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't playing against the Pistons in the NBA Finals. But go with your Mount Rushmore, Andy.
I like your Mount Rushmore. Michael Jordan, easy. Michael Jordan, easy. Just easy. The greatest. LeBron James, the best overall basketball player I've ever seen in my entire life. Next, my third up, Kobe, easily one of the most skilled basketball players I've ever seen. Can do everything on a basketball court. Everything. He just takes
IQ.
He just takes some stupid shots. But that's his only flaw in his basketball. He just takes contested fadeaways, double team. He didn't have that passing ability of LeBron. But that's his only flaw. But number 4, I am going with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is in my Mount Rushmore. Yes, I said it. You said the most unstoppable basketball player in the world on the offensive end. It's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It is Kevin Durant, a 6'11" dude that plays like a shooting guard. Could dribble, shoot, and pass, man. All facets of the game. Became a great defender on the Warriors. This guy improved his game. He legitimately has 0 flaws in his game. When you talk about the greatest scorers of all time, Kevin Durant can shoot the 3, can shoot the mid-range, can shoot the free throw, got the pull-up, got the fadeaway. Are you kidding me? Kevin Durant on the offensive end? Unstoppable, man. Unstoppable. This dude has 0 weaknesses on the offensive end. The only weaknesses he has is he's not a leader like a LeBron, like a Michael, like
so he's not on Mount Rushmore. He's not worthy to be on Mount Rushmore.
No. You put Kareem on there. He was never a leader. Magic Johnson was the leader. On that Bucks team, who was the leader? Oscar Robertson, the lead point guard of the roster.
Sure.
They called him the captain, but he wasn't captain of this shit, man. That was just respect for what he has done for all his years in the NBA.
Oh my God.
As pretty much a founding father of the NBA. But are you talking about a leader? Come on.
Dude,
Kareem ain't a leader either. So we're going so both of our 4th options on Mount Rushmore are not leaders. So you cannot use that against me.
Okay, fine.
Kevin Durant. I am picking Kevin Durant.
That blows my mind, man. Dude, how are you passing up? Look, I pass up on a lot of people to put Kareem in that list. Larry, Magic, Tim Duncan. Shaquille O'Neal. I would put Shaquille O'Neal ahead of Kevin Durant on my Mount Rushmore. Absolutely. He's the most dominant player to ever play the game besides maybe Will.
Of all time. But the man was lazy, man. He was lazy. Kobe called him out for being a fat ass. He ain't going to be on my Mount Rushmore if you fat, man. You got to be in shape on my Mount Rushmore.
He's got the same titles as LeBron. Same amount of titles as LeBron.
Okay, I give you that. He got 4 titles. Oh my! You talking about losses, man? I'm not gonna penalize LeBron for bringing that 06 team to the NBA Finals.
07, but yeah, trash team. Boobie Gibson.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not gonna penalize him for dragging Kevin Love and what's his face, Matthew Dellavedova to the NBA Finals.
That's fine.
I'm not gonna penalize him to that.
I'm not arguing.
I'm not gonna penalize him for bringing J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson $15 million deals because they played with LeBron James. I am not going to penalize him for losses. That doesn't matter. I penalize him on the Dallas Mavericks series. He should have won that series.
Absolutely.
I penalize him on the Spurs series where they got annihilated by Danny Green. I'm going to penalize him for that. But for the other series, I don't care, man. I'm going to waive it because it's immaterial, man. That's immaterial,
fine.
Man.
Immaterial, pass. But, dude, I just can't believe you're passing up on some of the greatest players ahead of a guy who had to join. Free throws. Andy, the only way he's been able to win is by joining the team that beat him.
Shaq played with Kobe. Shaq played with D.
And he won all 3 finals MVPs with Kobe. He outperformed Kobe all 3 finals.
Kevin Durant outperformed Steph Curry all 2 times.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, that's my point.
But that's 3 versus 2. You want to go by that? Shaq's clearly more dominant. Yeah, sure. Kevin Durant's great. His defense isn't that good. I think that's.
What are you talking about, man?
Kevin Durant's defense?
He played as center, man, for small ball, man. He was the rim protector. What rim protector can hit 3-pointers from 30 feet, man? That's a cheat code.
And Jokic.
That's a cheat code. That's a cheat. Oh, stop it. Jokic ain't blocking nobody. Stop it. I love Jokic.
I would take Jokic in the post guarding rather than Durant any day of the week. Dude, could you imagine Anthony Davis on Kevin Durant? Anthony Davis would school him. School him. Absolutely. Durant is not good on defense, man.
What are you talking about, man?
All right. I just can't believe you put that. That one's surprising. I'm a little thrown off with that Mount Rushmore.
Magic Johnson has more flaws in basketball than Kevin Durant.
Andy, the Hall of Fame is not their flaws. It's what have they actually reached? What have they accomplished? Are they the stats leader?
I also look at situation. Magic Johnson joined the MVP of the league with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
So did Durant. He joined Steph Curry, the MVP, back-to-back, right?
Okay. Yeah.
He joined him, so don't make that argument.
So I'm just saying they both played with stacked teams. They both won titles.
And who won more?
Because Kevin Durant only played with Steph Curry for 3 years.
And then one of the years,
he tore his Achilles, man.
Dude,
he tore his Achilles. So for 2 healthy years, he went 2 for 2 with Steph Curry.
He also choked against Steph Curry, too.
Yes,
he choked against Steph Curry, and he choked in the 2012 finals when they had one of the best assembled teams in recent history with Harden and Westbrook.
He lost to LeBron and D Wade.
But they had arguably a better talented team.
No, they didn't.
With young Westbrook and Harden and Serge? Are you kidding? Against an aging D Wade?
No, that D Wade was still good. Second-year D Wade. Oh, stop it. How was Chris Bosh trash, man? Do you know who was trash in that series? James Harden. Forgot he played basketball that year, man. He was a role player that year. So stop it, man. He lost to 3 future Hall of Famers. No shame. No shame in that, man. No shame.
Just like Kareem losing to the Celtics. That's my point.
Yeah, there's no shame in that either.
Dude.
Man, give Durant some more time, man.
Yeah, he needs more time before you put him on Mount freaking Rushmore, man. Are you kidding? Yeah. He hasn't earned his way there yet.
I'm carving his face in already. This guy has 0 flaws in basketball, man.
Oh my God.
0 flaws. Sean, do you not disagree? He has 0 flaws in basketball on the offensive end?
How?
Kevin Durant can do whatever he wants on the offensive end. But I gotta ask you, Zoo. How do you leave out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? He lost 1 game. I think he lost 0 or 1 games in high school. He lost 1 game in college.
I'll tell you why. First of all, high school, college stats, I don't give a damn. This is the NBA Mount Rushmore. That's irrelevant. I don't care. Second, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, leading scorer of all time. That's impressive. He played 20 years. Longevity. That's dominating. I give you that. But on my Mount Rushmore, these are the players I would want on my all-time franchise. So Kevin Durant is my 4th overall pick.
And you would take him over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Yes! Kareem would roast Durant. You want to talk about trying to guard someone in the post? Durant wouldn't be able to hold up with anybody from 2005 backwards.
No.
He would not be able to guard one person in the post.
Center position. I am positionally biased. It is harder to dominate as a center. No.
You have recency bias.
You need a good point guard to feed the post. Am I wrong?
God. No.
Shaq needed Penny to give him the ball in Orlando.
But who was the main guy?
The post. Kobe fed Shaq the ball.
And who was the main guy? Shaq was the main guy in both races.
Yes, I give you that. He was the main guy. I'm just saying Kevin Durant doesn't need a guy to set him up.
He doesn't.
He just gets the ball and gets a bucket.
Yeah, but Shaq was so good that his teammates were like, sure, you can have it. Durant just made the decision. Shaq was like, give me the ball, and everybody listened.
Hack-a-Shaq, man. They made a rule that
You're going to Hack-a-Shaq?
Is his weakness is that exposed, man.
He still averaged 30. You seen some of those finals performances, man? Yes. 40 in 20 games? You want to talk about great finals performances? Look at Shaq's stats, man. Ridiculous. Jordan level in the playoffs. Jordan level in the finals, honestly.
Kevin Durant put up 35 points against LeBron James. Case closed. 35 points.
Oh, you're shitting on LeBron. I'm pretty surprised.
No, that's saying how great he is.
Oh, my God.
35 points against a Mount Rushmore player. Do you know what happened to Shaq against an elite player like Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon?
He dropped 35 on him a game. He dropped 35 on him, too.
Hakeem Olajuwon whooped him. Just whooped him. Even Shaq admitted it. Couldn't get in his head. I'm just saying.
Because he got to the finals in his second year, man.
I give you
LeBron didn't even make the playoffs in his second year.
Stop it. That guy, 22 years old, dragged the worst team I've ever seen in franchise.
The Magic were a new franchise. The Magic were literally a new franchise, and he took them to the finals. In the 90s.
Impressive. But I would take Hakeem Olajuwon over Shaq.
That's it. All right. I'd say that's a pretty fair comparison. But are we talking Laker Shaq or Magic Shaq? Because I think that's a big difference.
I'm drafting a player, 22 years old. I'm taking Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon.
I don't know, man. Shaq could run the floor. He was dribbling up and down the floor. The Magic Shaquille O'Neal was next level.
He won with Kenny Smith at his second best player. Kenny the Jet Smith.
Fair. He was a beast, man. But also Jordan wasn't in the league. No, I'm talking about Hakeem being a beast.
Yeah. I give you that, but yeah.
I mean, I can see both sides. Like I say, it's hard pressed to find anybody leaving Kareem out. But I mean, I guess if you're going to put Kevin Durant in there, I mean, I guess that's a good substitute. That's just hard to leave Kareem out. But transitioning to maybe hopefully another Hall of Famer in Giannis. He had a very disappointing playoffs, I think, for the second year in a row. He did win the MVP, so his talent is unquestioned. But there's been a lot of rumors about places he can go, Golden State, Miami, maybe Milwaukee can make a trade for somebody. Who knows? But I'm going to ask the guys who they think is where Giannis will end up going next year, maybe the next 2 years when he's a free agent. So, Zoo, I'm going to start with you.
For me, Giannis is going to leave. Absolutely. He's going to go on the LeBron career path, the Kevin Durant career path. They both got drafted by young, struggling franchises in a city of nowhere with Cleveland and Oklahoma City. Are you kidding me? These guys want to go to the bright lights. I don't care what they say in their press conferences. You got to say what's the right things to say to the press conference, to the media, man. You got to play the media, look like the nice guy. But Giannis in his head, man, he's seen the memes. His brother got a championship before him, man. Antetokounmpo's going to show up at family dinner at Thanksgiving and be like, bro, I got a ring. And that's going to make him mad, man. That's going to make him mad. Giannis, super competitive. He is mad. Like, the way he, left the playoffs this year, man. He tried to, play it off by having that newspaper saying, I got the MVP Who cares, man?
You
Who
don't care.
cares? You lost in the second round, man. You lost in the second round, and you don't even want to be called MVP, man. He doesn't even want to be called that because he knows he doesn't even deserve it. Because the true MVP, aka LeBron James, who I've been saying all year long, that guy deserved the MVP this season. Absolutely. Look at Anthony Davis. Woo! All LeBron James to get that guy to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh,
he got him here.
okay.
He got him here.
I thought you were going to say helped his performance. I know I was going to say, all right.
AD has been a beautiful compliment to LeBron James.
Absolutely.
They play off each other so well. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, man.
Where's he going?
I feel like he might go to the Dallas Mavericks, man.
Woo!
The Dallas Mavericks. I remember we actually talked about this possibility in a former podcast. I think you brought it up as like potential themes, man. Because I remember thinking that's so far-fetched. But salary cap space, they have the space. Luka Doncic is on his rookie year deal, so that creates the cap space to get that max free agent. They have a bunch of short-term contracts, Tim Hardaway, whatever. You can make space. Like, are you kidding me? I ain't giving that guy money, man. I'm giving the Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. So pretty much, I feel like the fit, right? They're all European players, man. European culture is very different from American culture. So I feel like you'll feel more at home with Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic, right? And they fit perfectly, man. Kristaps as the big center that can stretch the floor. Very important for Giannis Antetokounmpo because they're going to be back front court mates. I put Giannis at the power forward position right there. I would say his best position. So he having two elite guys down there, man. Athletic freaks. One unicorn, and Giannis is another unicorn. You have Luka Doncic as being the primary ball handler, right? The guy that's going to dominate the basketball. The guy that's going to hit the clutch shots in the playoffs as he did to the Los Angeles Clippers, man. Embarrassing. So you have Luka Doncic dominating the basketball. It just fits perfectly. Imagine that pick and roll. Imagine that pick and pop. The ability, the freedom they play basketball with all the three-point shooters. Like the Dallas Mavericks, all of their role players can shoot threes. And in the playoffs, you can't build a wall when you have Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Like you just drag that center out and have Luka Doncic playing pick and roll. You cannot expose Giannis based on his weaknesses. So if I'm Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'll bring my talents to the Dallas Mavericks, man. Great franchise, great coach, great ownership, great management. It's just a good franchise. And you got two studs down there. That's a big three. That's a big three. You're putting yourself to win a title.
They need a big three down there. Because the West is only getting more stacked.
Even more stacked.
Warriors coming back. We got the Nuggets, Lakers, Clippers, Mavs. I agree with you, Zoo. I think his Dallas fit would be great. I do think personally, the only thing I would change is I'd actually probably put Giannis down in the post and have Kristaps play on the perimeter, just because I think that fits their game a little bit better. And Giannis is a better rebounder than Kristaps. But having the ability to switch them in and out, if one's tired, doesn't want to be running, the fact that you can switch them in and out is unbelievable. But I also think another good place, and I agree with you, Zoo, I think he's going to leave. I think he should leave. Milwaukee's small. They're an aging team. Budenholzer, he takes teams pretty far, gives them great regular season records, and then he just chokes in the playoffs. Unlike his mentor, Mr. Greg Popovich, right? But look, I think Miami could also be a good option. I think that they have a lot of younger talent along with the Mavericks. I'd say they're arguably those two teams and the Nuggets are probably two of the most exciting three teams that are very young on top of the Celtics as well. But I think that Miami, if they could get, Giannis down there to take a little bit of pressure off of Jimmy Butler, I think that'd be huge. It would also give help to Bam. Bam was just doing everything on the rebounding side in this final series and honestly throughout the playoffs, except when he was injured. And if they could get Giannis there, it would not only help him by giving the Heat a defensive player of the year, but it would also give them another legitimate 7-footer so that Kelly Olynyk doesn't have to play 30 minutes a game. But honestly, I think the Heat, but like we said, dude, those are two relatively big cities, definitely bigger markets than
great
Milwaukee.
No state income tax.
Warm too. Yeah, no state income tax either. I would also be interested to see if the Warriors they may have the best trade ability right now, holding that number 2 overall pick. If they wanted to do a sign and trade with Giannis, you best believe they might jump on that. If they get Giannis, they'd have a legitimate guy to actually guard.
Who are they going to sign and trade?
AD. I honestly don't know. I'm just saying they have the most pieces to move available right now. They could trade Wiggins. They could trade the number 2 overall pick, sign and trade Giannis, a couple future first round picks.
I don't think that's not going to be enough.
They're in a win now mode. They need to trade that pick.
No, I feel like Giannis, to get Giannis, you're gonna have to do a Paul George type trade. Legitimately mortgage your future for like the next half decade, along with like nice young players. And I don't think the Warriors got the assets.
It's really going to just come down to what they're willing to give up. But I think holding that number 2 overall pick, the Bucks are getting older, as are the Warriors, but the Warriors are in a better win now phase.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
In the moment than
year.
the Bucks are. So the Bucks may want to consider getting that number 2 overall pick to get a James Weissman. Brook Lopez is getting super old. If they want to get LaMelo, they may be able to. No one really knows who's going 1-2 at this point. Personally, at least I don't know that, but it'll be interesting to see if the Warriors have anything to do. I know the Mavs and Heat are pretty much the top 2 candidates at this point. Either that or he's going to stay with Milwaukee, supposing his interviews.
If he goes to Miami, he's pulling a Kevin Durant and a LeBron James.
Absolutely. He's
going to bring his talents to South Beach and go into the team that beat him in the playoffs, man. He's going to pull LeBron and KD, man.
At least he didn't blow a 3-1 lead to them though, like Durant.
Well, he almost got swept. He pretty much got swept.
Yeah,
the only game they won, he didn't play.
That's true. That's pretty embarrassing.
Giannis pretty much got swept, pretty much, man.
Embarrassing. Chris Middleton, yeah, he put on a show in that game. Was that game 4, I think?
Yep.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah. I could definitely see Giannis going to Miami just because, even though it looked crazy because he just lost to him, just because I think he can embrace that like mindset of being on defense. And I also think Pat Riley, man, I just think he has that way of throwing the rings on the table and it's just showing like, yo, come on. Like we were almost right there. Like we're going to make it if you come.
He's a boss.
But speaking of Giannis, speaking of Giannis and NBA favorites, we do know if Giannis were to go to any one of those teams, they would probably maybe be in the top 2 in terms of favorites.
Absolutely.
I wanted to get the guys' opinions on who they think is going to be the NBA title favorite next year. We have a lot of teams. Golden State's going to be coming back strong. The Lakers are going to be there. Clippers got a new coach in Ty Lue. It's like one thing I like about this.
Ty Lue, man. Okay, I got a question. When did Ty Lue become this god of a coach, man? The Houston Rockets wanted him. The Philadelphia 76ers are coming to him. I'm like, when did Ty Lue become so great? Did I miss something, man? He won a title with LeBron and Kyrie Irving, putting on like the greatest duo performance I've ever seen in my entire life, dropping 40 multiple games. That is not coaching.
Dude.
That's just Kyrie hitting ridiculous shots. That's just LeBron taking over games. Ty Lue didn't know coaching.
The only thing I know Ty Lue for is getting stepped over by Allen Iverson, man.
Literally, that's it.
Well, look, they gave him a 5-year deal, man, and the Clippers. It's a long time, and they do have. I think they do have obviously a favorite team. I know that was my pick going into the bubble NBA playoffs. I think that they'll come back strong. Hopefully, Paul George just clears his mind. I don't know what he's doing.
Mentally, man, he's not built. Man, he's not built like a champion.
Who knows? But look, I think that the Warriors coming back will make things very interesting. Like Sean said, though, I think that wherever Giannis goes, especially if it's more to actually Miami, I think, than Dallas, just because if he goes to Miami, the East, as we know, and it's been this way for years, it's not as strong as the West, clearly.
Well, they'll dominate.
And they would dominate the East and clearly be the favorite to come out of the East and represent in the finals. But if I'm picking, based on not knowing where Giannis is going, assuming that he's going to stay with the Bucks, right, through this year, my pick is still going to be the Warriors. I think that them coming back with completely fresh legs, they pretty much sat out since March, right? Obviously there were injuries and such, but they're coming back strong. They have Wiggins. Maybe they can somehow revitalize his career a bit, get him up to the Warrior way and, really hone him in. Hopefully Steve Kerr can give him a talking to or something. But they also have that 2nd overall draft pick. And if they decide not to trade it and they take James Weissman or another big man in the draft, even though he's young, they just need a little bit of height to have somewhat of a presence if they're going to be going up against a Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference Finals next year. They have to have somebody that can give AD or Dwight Howard, whoever's on the court at that time, a hard time. And I think it's really going to come down to title winning. I think it's going to come down to who comes out of the West, unless Giannis makes the move to Miami, or miraculously the Celtics trade a bunch of stuff and he goes to the Celtics. I don't think that'll happen. But the Celtics and the Heat are kind of the top 2 teams, it looks like, in the East right now. And if he was to go to Miami, I think it'd be a Miami versus Golden State or Lakers finals, in my opinion.
I got you, man. No Brooklyn Nets? No shout out to the Brooklyn Nets?
Nah, no Brooklyn Nets,
yeah,
man.
No chance.
I don't like all those egos. I don't like all the egos on one team.
This is my dream finals. The Brooklyn Nets versus the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh
That's
my
what
God.
I'm going with again. LeBron going back to back, baby. LeBron gonna go back to back because he's gonna get Anthony Davis back again. This guy is gonna get better. His confidence level is gonna get his ego's gonna get on, man. Like that's just the modern day Kobe and Shaq. And modern day Kobe Shaq pretty got a three-peat. So I'm going with the Los Angeles Lakers, man. If those two guys stay healthy, I don't care who the rest of the players are. They're going to revamp. Hopefully they can re-sign, get some veteran minimum players that want to ring chase, man. You know there's a couple of veterans out there.
Of course.
$1 million.
CP3.
Monster, man.
CP3?
CP3 is making $48 million, man.
Fair.
He ain't going anywhere. So pretty much the Los Angeles Lakers going to repeat. It's going to be tough, though, because the West this year is going to be way better than last year. As you said, the Splash Brothers are going to be back with the vengeance, man. I can't wait, man.
It's going to be fun.
I really want to see LeBron James versus the Warriors back again. Those matches were epic, man. And now the playing field is a lot more even, man. They lost KD. LeBron got AD, man. He got his dynamic duo. You got the Splash Brothers still with Draymond Green. They're big three over there. So pretty much, man, it's going to be a hell getting out of the West because you legit have to play the Warriors and the Clippers or the Nuggets, man. Are you kidding me?
Or
and maybe even the
Mavs,
Blazers again. Or the Mavs.
The
Dude,
Rockets.
It is so stacked.
The Rockets?
Dude, the Rockets fired the head coach and the general manager, man.
That's totally fair. They're resetting.
I don't know what's going on, man. They're restarting their team, man.
I'm interested to see if the Grizzlies take another step this year and secure the 8th spot again. It'll be really tough, dude. There's going to be – I think that they may do – I wonder if they will recommend –
Give me a Cinderella run, man.
I wonder if they'll recommend the whole play-in game again for the 8th seed. Because I found that pretty interesting, where the 9th seed has to be twice.
But the owners don't like it.
They didn't like it? Yeah.
They don't want it.
It was the year to try something out. You know, they had to give it a shot.
One game elimination. It's amazing.
Yeah. But it's also like the 9th seed having to beat them twice as well as, you know, being the later seed. I thought that was interesting, but
it's great.
It's honestly going to be competitive 1 through 8. Honestly, 1 through 7 is probably going to be like the top of the top, and then the 8th seed is going to be whoever's kind of fighting for it. But look, dude, I LeBron always has a chance, and I can never count him out. But I haven't seen the Warriors play in so long that I almost like forgot, having just watched Jimmy Butler take over and Jamal Murray, and it's just been a very weird NBA this season. But I think the Warriors are going to come back strong. I think the Western Conference Finals will be the Lakers and the Warriors, unless seeding matches them up earlier, which I doubt it. But it'll be a fun one, man. It should be interesting.
I hope so.
I just want to see where Giannis goes, if anything.
Yeah.
That'll change the game.
I feel sorry for Bucks fans.
Yeah.
They had their shot. They were the number 1 seed for 2 straight years. They got bounced out early. Didn't even make it to the NBA Finals in the weak East. Couldn't
little
even
Derrick Rose action.
East, man. What?
Kind of like D Rose, you know.
Oh my God. D-Rose had 1 year, man. He had 1 year, man. He
had 2 in the second when he got injured, though. That would have been the year they won.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can't count the ACL year, man. Dude, they lost in the first round without D-Rose. Most valuable player, man. MVP, man. He'll always be my MVP, but rest in peace, man.
This year it's LeBron.
Yeah. Oh, LeBron. It's too good, man. Screwed our franchise over.
What I will say is, what I'm interested to see about this season is it's going to be so much balance. I feel like every team that was in the playoff is going to be competitive. Even the teams that were outside of the playoffs, I feel like they're going to mature and get better. The younger guys, like, you know, maybe the only team I can't really see doing too much with the superstars, Trae Young, and that's just because that team is so young, but they can maybe take a leap. So I'm really interested to see the balance, man. Yeah. Like the balance is going to be real nice. It's going to make me like actually want to watch the regular season like every game because it's going to be seeding. Everybody's going to be seeding every game, so interested to see that. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. We had a lot of great NBA talk. You know, like I said, LeBron able to get his 4th ring. That was great. You know, everything with the Lakers franchise. I've been putting a lot of content up on the Bullheaded Pod, which you guys should follow because I do a lot of great content for that. And I just wanted to say that all the people that are following the page, I really appreciate you guys because it takes a lot of work with all the stuff that I be doing. So appreciate that. Also follow us on all the DSPs. Make sure it's, you know, Apple, Spotify, Google Play. And until next time, peace.